So what's the secret to rapid growth on YouTube? How can you quickly gain subscribers, get more views? How can you create videos that people actually want to watch and keep them coming back? Well, in this video, I'm going to be sharing some tips that you can implement right now, tips that have helped skyrocket this channel to over 1.4 million subscribers, so I know they work and they will work for you too. It's coming up. Hey everyone, Steve here from Learn Online Video, and today I'm going to be giving you 5 tips that will instantly accelerate your growth on YouTube. A big thanks to Epidemic Sound for sponsoring this video. I'll talk more about them later, but for now, how can you start growing your YouTube channel much faster? Well, the first thing you should do is make sure your video ideas are good. Start creating videos that people actually want to watch. Start creating videos that people are searching for. We'll call this ideation. If the video idea is bad, it doesn't matter how well your video is shot, how good the lighting or editing is, nobody is going to watch it. So how can we come up with good video ideas, videos that people are searching for? Well, the best free way is to simply head over to YouTube. Now, let's pretend for a second that I have a cooking channel, Cook with Steve. There we go. Now, let's say I'm looking for some video ideas. How can I increase my chances of getting the most views possible and growing my YouTube channel? Well, for this, I'm going to put myself in my audience's shoes. What questions do my audience have, and what are they searching for? Now, remember, YouTube is owned by Google, the world's largest search engine, and YouTube is the second largest search engine. This is where people are going to find information. So if you can get your videos at the top of people's search results, then your videos are far more likely to be clicked. So to find out what people are looking for and to come up with some highly searched video ideas, we're simply going to start typing into the YouTube search bar. How about how to cook? And look, here we go. Look at all these suggestions that have popped up. How to cook beans, how to cook curry chicken, dumplings. As you type your query, YouTube's autocomplete feature suggests popular search terms related to what you're typing. These suggestions are based on the most commonly searched terms by other users and can give you a really good idea of what people are interested in. And all of these are video ideas. These would be great video titles for a YouTube channel about cooking. I find going a bit more niche with this really helps. So for example, rather than going with how to cook steak, try niching down to how to cook steak at home for beginners. It's more focused and gives people a better understanding of who the video is for. Never underestimate the power of a highly searched topic with an eye-catching and easy to read title. Always come up with your video title before you hit record. This ensures that you have a clear understanding of your target audience, allowing you to tailor your language in a way that resonates best with them. This will help you grow much faster. There are many other tools out there to help you come up with video ideas. The YouTube Studio app is another great free way. This has a research section that gives you video ideas based on what your audience are searching for. VIDIQ is something that I use all the time for keyword research and video ideas. This will show you highly searched topics with low competition, giving you much more chance of success. You can sign up for free with limited access or upgrade to a subscription for more advanced features. But the main takeaway here is that you do your research before you hit record. This way you'll know exactly what your video is going to be about. You'll know that people are searching for it, and you can tailor it to that specific audience. Okay, let's talk about the hook. Your video's hook is what grabs your viewers' attention and keeps them watching. So make sure you start your video strong with a compelling hook that addresses a problem or piques curiosity. Whether it's a shocking statistic, a captivating story, or a tantalizing promise, make sure your hook entices viewers to stick around. Take this video here, for example. I scripted the opening to this video word for word to help me deliver a clear and concise hook. Instead of just hitting record and hoping that I would come up with something captivating off the top of my head, I pre-planned what I was going to say. Viewers are far more likely to stay engaged throughout the video if they're hooked from the beginning. So I started the video by asking questions that I knew my audience would want answering. What's the secret to rapid growth on YouTube? How can you quickly gain subscribers, get more views? How can you create videos that people actually want to watch and keep them coming back? I then made a promise. Well, in this video, I'm going to be sharing tips that you can implement right now. Now, tips that have helped skyrocket this channel to over 1.4 million subscribers, so I know they work and they will work for you too, validating that these tips do actually work. As well as this, I also added lots of engaging B-roll and sound effects. No shot holds for longer than a couple of seconds. And remember, this is just the opening of your video, the hook. Put a good chunk of your time and effort into the first 30 seconds of your video. With a dull and boring hook in an endless sea of content, people just aren't going to stick around if the first 30 seconds of your video suck. Now, let me give you an example of how not to start a YouTube video. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's great to see you all here. Today, we're going to be talking about YouTube and tips for growing on YouTube. But before I do that, I'm just going to quickly go make myself a cup of coffee and then tell you about a ton of unrelated crap that serves no purpose to this video. I'll be right back. Please don't waste people's time. Get to the point as quickly as possible. Sure, use your hook to tease what the video is about and what's coming up, affirming to the viewer that they've clicked on the right video, but then get straight into the video. A strong hook sets the tone for the video and establishes a connection with the audience. It grabs their attention and entices them to continue watching to find out more, which then leads to one of the best ways to grow a YouTube channel much faster, and that's watch time. Watch time is crucial on YouTube because it directly impacts a video's performance and visibility on the platform. If your video sucks and people click away after 20 seconds, this will signal to YouTube that the video is bad and the algorithm won't share it or recommend it to others. However, if people are watching your video all the way to the end, then this signals to YouTube that this video is good and it starts sharing it with much larger audiences all over the world, making it much more likely to go viral. So, keeping people watching or your watch time is a great hack for channel growth. But how do you keep people watching? Well, cut the fluff and keep your content concise and to the point. Provide consistent value from start to finish to encourage viewers to watch your video all the way through. It's important to find the right balance between video length and content depth. While longer videos can potentially accumulate more watch time, ensure that the content remains engaging throughout to retain your viewers' interest. A shorter good video that people watch all the way to the end will perform better than a longer video that nobody watches. Be sure to organize your content in a clear and structured way. Use a hook like what we've talked about. Take this video here, for example. I've broken the video down into 5 tips to help make the information easier to digest. You could add some creative transitions, maybe some sound effects, anything to help keep your viewers engaged. The style and the way in which you do this will depend on your audience, but just make sure that your video flows well. Make sure that you have good audio in your videos. If your audio sounds terrible like this, then nobody is going to watch. Also, when you get to the end of your video, always recommend another video to your viewer. If you can get them to watch another video, this will double your watch time, which will massively help with growth. This is how channels blow up. They create bingeable content. You could, for example, say something along the lines of, so those were just a few quick tips on how to grow a YouTube channel much faster. If you'd like to learn more about growing on YouTube, then be sure to watch this video here, where I reveal the secret used by big YouTubers to get millions of subscribers. Now, that is a much better way to end a YouTube video compared to, okay guys, hope you enjoyed that video. See you later. A completely wasted opportunity. If someone has watched your video all the way to the end, then they obviously like your videos and your style, so they're perfectly primed to watch another one. Sometimes people just need a little nudge, a suggestion. So be sure to recommend another one of your videos and you'll be amazed at what difference it makes to your watch time and the growth of your channel. Now, without doubt, one of the most overlooked parts of YouTube when first starting out is audio. Whether this is having your microphone too far away or just using cheap sounding background music in your videos, sound is as important, if not more important, than the visuals. People will excuse a slightly lower resolution image if the audio sounds professional, but even if your image looks crisp, with terrible sound and audio, people just aren't going to watch, killing your audience retention and your chances of success on YouTube. So, if you're looking for some of the best music there is out there, then I can highly recommend Epidemic Sound. I've been using them since my very first YouTube video over 7 years ago. They have a huge library of music, all really easy to find. They've got albums and playlists you can search by genre, mood, or theme. They even have a sound effects library with over 90,000 sound effects, and these will really help bring your videos to life. The beauty to Epidemic Sound is that they have nothing but high quality professional music and sound effects, so you're going to save a huge huge amount of time searching the internet for free audio that will most likely just make your videos sound cheap and terrible. So if you'd like to try Epidemic Sound for free and instantly up the production value of your videos, then I'll put a link to a free 7-day trial in the description below. Okay, moving on, editing. Now, speaking of keeping your viewers engaged, let's talk about editing. A well-edited video can make all the difference in retaining viewers' attention. Cut out any unnecessary pauses or rambling segments to keep your content tight and focused. Take this video here, for example. It's just over 10 minutes long, but I talked for much longer. I've just cut out any bits that I felt went on for too long or I messed up my words, which happens all the time, by the way. I just edit it out so you never know. Well, until now, but the point is, editing your video so that it holds attention and isn't full of awkward pauses is going to make your video much more enjoyable to watch. It's going to increase the production value of your videos. Also, you don't need expensive, fancy editing software for this. There are some great free editing programs out there that will do everything you need and more to get you started on YouTube. DaVinci Resolve, CapCut, iMovie, all perfect when first starting out. I will link them below. Take time to learn basic editing techniques, experiment with different editing styles, effects, and transitions to find a style that suits your content, your audience, and enhances your storytelling. Develop a consistent editing style that reflects your brand and resonates with your audience. This helps build brand recognition and makes your videos more memorable. Also, focus on producing high-quality content rather than just churning out a load of rubbish. Invest time in editing to ensure that your videos are polished and professional, which will ultimately attract and retain more viewers. Good editing will come with practice in time. I have an entire video dedicated to editing tips. I will also link that below. Okay, number 5, packaging. Arguably the most important part of this process, packaging. How are you going to present your video to your audience? It's crucial to present your video in an appealing and eye-catching way. It doesn't matter how good your video is, if nobody clicks on it, it will never be seen. So let's design 2 thumbnails, one terrible one and one much more clickable. I'll then show you why one works much better than the other. How about we stick with the cooking theme and design a thumbnail for our how to cook steak at home for beginners video. Let's start with the terrible thumbnail. So I've got an image of a steak, not a very good one though. It doesn't look particularly appetizing and it's poorly framed. Now let's add the title of the video to the thumbnail, but in a font that's way too small and hard to read. Remember, people are most likely going to be viewing this thumbnail on a phone, so it needs to be extremely clear when small, which this is not. And finally, let's add a cheap and tacky looking border of flames, because flames equal cooking, right? There's at least some logic there. And there we have it, one terrible looking thumbnail. Now let's improve this and create a thumbnail that's much more eye-catching and clickable. So let's start off with a much more appetizing image of a steak. There we go, much better. Now instead of just repeating the title of the video in the thumbnail and pointlessly repeating ourselves, let's add the perfect steak in a much bigger and easier to read font. This is far more enticing. Already this is looking much better. We have a much more balanced image. Now let's really help draw the eye to this steak by adding an arrow pointing to the steak like this. Also, not that this is a real video for a real YouTube channel, but if it was, the color of this arrow and text would match the channel's branding for a much more consistent and professional feel. And just as a little extra, I'm going to add the channel logo in the top right hand corner of the thumbnail. This is something that I do with all of my videos so that they stand out, instantly making them much more recognizable to my subscribers. Again, giving my thumbnails a much more consistent and unique look. So which video are you more likely to click on? I don't know about you, but I'm far more likely to click on the second thumbnail compared to the first. Exactly the same video, 2 very different thumbnails. One is a cheap looking illegible mess, and the other is a slick looking, easy to read, eye-catching equivalent, giving your videos a far greater chance of success. So if you'd like to learn more about video production and making YouTube videos, then I have a ton more content on this channel. Be sure to check it out. But that's it from me. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.